Alrighty, Karen, I'm going to hand over to you in just a second
Okay.
again, and I'll assume that over the next few minutes, one or two more people will join. So, like I said, happy Friday. Welcome, everybody. I'm really delighted that we've taken the initiative to do a series of professional development and really not just, professional development, but peer teaching. We've gotten to the point where we're sharing the knowledge base and sharing the skills with each other across the network, which is exactly what we should be doing. I'm delighted today to have Karen Edwards, a 7th grade technology teacher from North Hills Middle School, joining us as the lead presenter to talk about animating distance assignments. And the draw of this is Karen has always been a really creative user of technology, thoughtfully employing it, really creatively connecting it to the design process, and giving kids both ways of using the technology, but also ways of thinking about doing creative design work and creative communications work, which is the critical skill that we need to be giving them: design, communications, and creativity. So Karen, thank you so much for leading this session today. I'm going to invite you to share screen, and I'm looking forward to learning with you and from you.
All right, thanks. All right, once again, I'm Karen Edwards, and I teach 7th and 8th grade technology. And usually at this time, we do a huge stop motion or some kind of video thing, and the kids really have fun with it, so I wanted to continue with that. So what I created first is, hold on, I created a book for them. Let me get the screen where you guys can see what I'm talking about. Hold on. I'm gonna apologize, my Zoom crashed earlier when I was with my kids earlier today, so I'm hoping I fixed everything I needed. All right, so I created in Book Creator this little book for them about the backs information they needed. So it's just a little book that comes in here and it reads like a book, and I created it. And in the bottom corner, you can see it's kind of got a little stop motion. It's got some various activities for them to do. And then inside, I embedded different videos for them to watch. You guys can all see the screen, right? All right, so you got little videos that I embedded in here for examples of the different types of stop motion. Camera angles, give them some more information. Then I shot a video here and I put it in here to show it to them. It was quick and easy. I just wanted to show them how to do it. I just used some Legos. And then, so
Karen, just to stop you, as much as like the examples are amazing, like I don't want to miss the bookcreator.com site as a place that you just created and published your own.
Oh, sorry, that was true.
It's awesome. It's great. It's very cool.
I was watching a PD on this, and I was like, I'm never going to use it. So of course, right after the PD, I'm like, I'm going to use it for this. The book will read to kids. So for some people that are lower level or need help reading, it'll read to them. It's got the read me feature. You can put in voice. I obviously put in video. You can put in pictures. You can type in text. It's super easy to use. If you want me to go over that with you, send me a separate email and we can go over that, or I can send you some slides from Leslie Fisher's PD on that one. But it's just a way where I could put all the information together for the kids, and it gave them a book format to look at. So I had all the information set in that. And then on the last page here, I gave them an assignment to do. So it kind of gave them the history of what we're doing, kind of an overview of stop motion. It talked about taking lots of pictures to create a movie. Movies run at 24 frames per second. So they learned that while watching one of the videos. I'm asking for only 4. Hobbit filmed at 48, so they doubled theirs when they film it. So some of the history that I don't get to share with them in class, I put in the book here. And then they had an assignment to do, and that was the first week. This was actually over 2 weeks. That was the first week to do it. And so that I could make sure they understood and kind of got examples of what was going on. And yeah, it's just, if you go to Book Creator, it's a free to use, create your own library, but you can either play with it or, like I said, send me an email and I'll get you more information on that. So this was the first thing we did, is this assignment. And then last week I assigned, let me get the right, so I'm used to having people with me in discussion. Can you guys see?
I'm Leslie Fisher.
Oh wait, was that me? No, that was not me. Was that you, Alan?
Yeah, it was. I just pulled up, Liz. I just pulled up her webpage because I'm while you're presenting, I'm going to send out links so that just from the chat window, people can
She's a great, and all her
webinars.
webinars right now are free. So she's a great source of information.
She's a Microsoft trainer, and she's become your favorite for
She
training
loved
videos.
Google, and then now she's moving over to Microsoft. So she explains Teams and the kind of the what's coming in the future, what I can show the kids right now. So they're still learning stuff. So after I watch a webinar of hers, I've then gone and tweaked my lessons for the kids for that following week. But she'll send you her slide deck. So she's a great spot for information, and she's actually the one that has the book creator. She did a webinar just on that. All right, so then I assigned them this assignment, which you guys can't see because I'm not used to sharing screen still. This assignment is what I assigned my kids the following. So the first week they had to go through that book and answer the questions at the end. And then the second week I actually gave them an assignment. But what I do during my class meeting is I have it on Thursday. So I'm towards the end of the week. So we start with, is there any issues of the current week assignment? And we go over those. And then I preview the following week assignment. That way they know what's coming. So I previewed the book creator and obviously the project for the following week, so they saw 2 weeks out. That way, if they have any questions or concerns or issues earlier in the week, they don't have to wait till Thursday. They've already seen it. And I post assignments Sunday night, due for Friday. And I'm actually getting a really good turn-in rate, so I'm hoping it's because they enjoy what we're doing. But this was the assignment I had. Alan, are you going to send this link over too?
Yeah, definitely. So let's see. So the assignment for tell me which link you want me to send out.
The Word or the doc, the Google Doc, the one that says assignment stop motion. Is that the screen you guys see, right? All right, so this was kind of,
I'll pull that out of my email and send it off to everyone.
okay, this was kind of the directions of what I wanted the assignment to be. And so, and I use stop motion app. It's free. There's a paid version, but there's also a free version. It'll do what I need them to do. So I asked for just a 20-second video. You know, it talks about they had to come up with their story, so they had to think it out ahead of time. I didn't ask for a storyboard or anything. In class I would, to see where they're going. And then we talked about what they needed to do. I wanted 4 frames per second. Some of them actually took enough pictures where they're like, this is too slow. Can I have 10 frames a second? I'll still give you your 20 seconds. I'm like, sure. Because we discussed what a real movie was. And then this is a great app. If you take the pictures within the app, I'll show you in a minute. I have that also up. Can you see the PowerPoint, the slides now? Is that what's up? Is your slides?
Yeah, the slides.
Okay. So I created this PowerPoint form, which I moved to slides for you guys, and it talks about the stop motion app and how to use it. Because when I tried to hook my phone to my computer to show them in Zoom, it wouldn't read it. So I put it out here. So they just follow the yellow circles, create a new movie. Here's a quick tutorial that I asked them to go through. If it's the first time, you can see the directions I kind of gave them in white. And then we talked about, this is where you go to get all your information and it explains. In class, I would have had them go through all these and define them for me. Obviously, when I'm doing distance learning, I have to put them on their honor and recommend stuff, but I can't make them do it. because I want them to have fun ultimately. I don't want them to think, oh goodness, that's why in class I would have assigned an assignment type of thing. In this case, I said 20 seconds, whatever you want, involve whoever you want that's at the house. You know, if you want to do the pixelation, which is moving people around. A couple of them I sent a private message that said, I've worked with your English teacher, please do yours about this so you can get credit for her class and my class. So since I didn't care about the topic, but he was doing my work and he wasn't doing her work, so we're trying to work together in that. So we discussed these different ones, and it just kind of feeds through. Here's where it's frames per second. So the kids, I went through this with the kids, and then I sent this to them so they had reference to it. So they have everything here, and it explained how to export it because they have a real hard time getting things off their phones sometimes. So I explained how. And then I just explained, you know, that your phone's just like a giant USB, plug it in, and you can treat it like anything else. Does anyone have any questions so far? No? All right, and then I'm gonna show you a couple of the student examples. Share. Where'd it go? I just had it up to share. Hold on.
Karen, could you email me? Could you put in the chat the link to that Google Doc? Because I'm not pulling it out quickly out of my email. My apologies.
Okay, no problem. It is. Hold on, let me get it for you. Then I'll show you some examples.
While you're doing that, I did pull up the link to your book creator book. I'm going to send that out. I just put that out to everyone through the chat window. So this is the stop motion book, which is really impressive.
That is the directions that I used, and then this is the slides.
Great.
All right, so one's directions and one's the slides. So let's see if I can get it to share. There we go. All right, so I let the kids pick their topic. I let them be creative. You know, I've got 2 older kids at the house. I get it. They're a little stir crazy and they want to do their own thing. So I let them pick their topic. This one was apparently hungry. And I'm not upset about spelling or anything. It's still just learning how to. So he was obviously hungry. Let me see if I can get another one to pull up for you guys.
And Karen, while you're pulling that up, I just want to punch one thing through really quickly. What we're starting to talk about, you know, at the curriculum management level, like we know we have all this work to do, even with faculty in front of screens. We're sitting here asking, how can we stop Zoom burnout? How can we not bore people while they're learning? I'm so excited to see that it's a video, it's a digital lesson that has kids walk away and move around and use their bodies and do the kinesthetic learning, and you know they're active. It's good for their health. It's good for their attitude. So that the fact that we've combined doing like things with your hands alongside you know, like really creating physical products while doing a digital lesson, I think that's a bullseye.
Alan, all the other ones still are not going through that secondary screen, so it's got where I showed you with the kids' names but no grade. Do you want me to play those?
Yeah, no, please feel free to. And like I said, before anything is posted up, I'll take care of any privacy things. And everyone here is Uplift staff, so we can view these student products.
Okay. So here's, a lot of the boys use Legos. I don't know if you can hear the boys. And then this one was cute, different. So they were allowed to use whatever they had at the house, obviously. In the past, we've done it over the solar system. If we were in class, we've done it over when they were studying mythology, they had to do a myth. In class, when I have more control over them and I can look at the storyboards, I'll pick a more of an in-depth topic. But here, I'm just trying to get them to enjoy the different technologies. I was really bummed that she didn't go and play the instrument for me. So those are some different ways that you can give them a topic. You really can. You could don't expect perfection because they're all trying to figure it out on their own pace. I do have a couple that call me during the week that I Zoom talk through their lessons individually with them because they want a little bit more detail on it. Even the bad videos they've sent me have been really, really cute. Some of them are a little bit more choppy. I call it Mission Impossible, where the screen's all over because they haven't set their phone in one spot. And I was playing the other day and I didn't realize my smartwatch, I could actually have been taking pictures from my smartwatch through the app. So I anchored my phone for it, but they could have. You can tell some of them they were probably working alone because they would take the picture, the phone would move all over, take the picture. In class, I would have asked for something a lot smoother. Here, it's not about it, it's about them doing something, participating in class. They were still learning, whether they know it or not. They were learning how to use the app. They're learning how to trouble solve because I asked for titles and credits. But the free version, I didn't realize because I had both on my phone. The free version I thought had one way to do a title and credit and it didn't. So the ones that figured it out, they had the paper coming through it. The ones that wanted to add sound effects, if they had the capability, they moved it over to iMovie and added extra features for it. So some of them were app smashing. That's when you use more than one app at a time to complete a project. But the basic one was just, making sure that their picture still had to tell a story. So they still had to think things out, get things ready. You couldn't move anything too much, so they had to show patience, which sometimes not easy at their age. But yeah, I just let them use whatever they had. I had one that I saw last night. She used stickies and did like a snake across her wall, a game, because then at the end she put game over, you lost. So I've had some really fun and creative ones. I can tell the ones that are hungry when they're food related. One of them made cookies, another made a milkshake. So they're having fun with the assignment. And my goal was, one, to make sure they have fun. I told them, you can use whatever you want in the house. Use your siblings to help you make it, do whatever, make it interactive. So that's pretty much all on that one.
Karen, this is really awesome. And, we've got a nice group here looking at this, but I want to challenge people who are in the Zoom chat to think from your other subject areas. Like this is this is a tech apps lesson, it's a technology lesson. But if I was ELA, I mean, I would want kids to be writing a story about this, and I would kind of use this as a way of like
Well, science can
encouraging
do the
them.
moon phases and
Bingo, bingo. So we can get like if this can get kids excited about doing a project, then hey, we can tag other colleagues and work with them. I want to see how other people would use like exactly this approach to enrich their subject area. Feel free to shout out or to put it through the chat box. So,
um, someone
Sped,
asked a question about special ed. What I do every week is I send my assignments out Thursday to my CM person, and we discuss what they wanted, how they want to modify it. So like on the assignments through the book, they had to define stop motion and just make the thermotrope. That's when you have two different images on one side, and if you spin it real quick, it completes it one image. So that was one of their assignments for perception of vision. So yesterday I talked to just the mom and the daughter, and she's like, my daughter really wants to do this assignment and it wasn't assigned for her yet. And we talked it through because it's really, this one girl likes to draw. So I'm like, have her draw whatever and have her make her scene. You know, if it's not 20 seconds, it's not 20 seconds. But I don't think the special needs students have any issue with it. I mean, we've done some form of stop motion in class. Usually it's more pull out the 35s and they learn a lot more, but this app is really user friendly. If they don't have,
I would even say for special education kids or kids with different learning styles, I mean, I think this would be an easier assignment for me. I would love to do this assignment rather than doing
yeah, because they
flashcards
can still show what they know and they can be creative about it. I mean, when I used to do fine arts camp with the little kids at church, I was having second graders make stop motion movies out of clay. You know, so any topic you could easily do. I had one of them do the growth of a plant for their stop motion. So it's wide open to, I mean, some of them, a lot of the boys obviously use Legos, some of them use their teddy bears or whatever they had, but you could start with just a basic drawing and then move the pieces around it if you wanted to do something like that. And for those that don't have the stop motion, not that they don't have the stop motion app, but they don't have access to a phone maybe. I mean, I'm dealing with 8th graders, most of mine have a phone, but if you were doing it and you had some younger kids and they didn't have access to it, you could either do it as a flip book where they have to draw everything, you know, and you take the picture and do it that way, or PowerPoint or Google Slides. Now both Google Slides only runs at 1 second. You can only speed up as much as 1 second per frame, so it'd be a little bit slower, but either one of those would work. I wouldn't ask for 80 pictures on either one of those because you'd have to have a picture on each one of them. But I always make sure anything I'm assigning the kids right now, I make sure that, I mean, I emailed or I texted my nephew to make sure that Android would work on an Android because I was told it was, but I couldn't confirm it. Sorry, Alan, I just couldn't confirm it until I had somebody that told me I could. So I make sure that anything I give them, no matter what they have at home, they'll be able to use it to complete an assignment. That's the biggest thing. You don't want to assign it. I mean, there's other apps I could have used, but this is the only one that worked for both devices. But I also told the kids if they had something that they already used at home, because some of my kids might have some cooler, some of them used some other effects and stuff. I told them use whatever. If they didn't want to use this basic program, they could use whatever they had.
Anybody want to shout out questions? And Karen, you want to take this anywhere else? Like nice ideas in the chat box?
That's what I'm trying to read through. I'm a slow reader.
We've had Hamilton, we've had some ELA, we've had stories.
Storyboards. There's usually the storyboard is a bunch of boxes. And then they put kind of, when it's a longer story than this one, I have them put like their different main scenes in it. Because honestly, when I do it in class and they storyboard, that's where the two of us or their group and I have discussions of issues I already see they're going to have because I've done this before. Or how do you plan on showing this? Because I can see what you're saying here, but I don't know how that's going to translate in. So storyboards are helpful. With me, with me,
Geometry
it's part
too,
of
that just came up. Yeah.
There was one way back when in training, and I'm sorry, I'm not overly, he did the Pythagorean theorem. Was that the square that turns into a triangle, whatever? So he did, one of the teachers in a training years ago did that through his stop motion. I like to in class show the kids the first one I ever made because it's really, really, really bad. And so they see that, you know, we're not perfect either. And it's supposed to be these flowers nicely through the breeze. They look like they're break dancing. And I told them, you know, I had all these clouds up above moving. They were never in frame. So the kids, I mean, I was wasting all this time on something that was never in frame. So if we're in class, like I said, if we're in class and stuff, I have them mark the ground so they know what stays in frame, because anything out of that is just a wasted movement. But with this, they're focusing mostly on just one thing. So I don't have to worry about all that extra frame stuff, but storyboards are good to help. They can think out their story, but it also helps you, if you're doing this longer term with them, catch any mistakes or any, not mistakes, but issues they might have in filming it. But the biggest thing is you just need to do it yourself a couple times. Show them your first one. That's like the gator one is mine, and it's I mean, I kept the camera one spot, but some of the movements were a little bit big. But I didn't show them the break dancing flower one. So let's see, is there anything else? Trace past the basketball projections. It works with everything. Honestly, I teach tech, but I'm usually going to all the other teachers asking, I want to do this. I don't care about the content in it. What do you want? What do you need reinforcements on? That's why last year we did I did think we did the seasons, because they were coming into Star last year, and so we did the seasons in like a stop motion. So it's almost anything you can think of. And I just did, since I don't want to overtax anything they're doing right now, that's why I just did a 20-second in class. Honestly, I asked for 2 minutes, and then we talk about the math and how many pictures that are, and they freak out a little bit, but they're all able to do it. You know,
and Karen, and great question just in from Kaylin Maloney. So how many days of work for the videos that your scholars just did? How many days of work for some of the samples that you're talking about?
These samples they would have done. I did mine in like maybe 2 hours at most. That's thinking what you want. I mean, these could be done in an hour. Some of my art students, they drew incredible characters. So they probably took longer, but they enjoyed the whole time because they were drawing little butterflies with all the color or little people. It's things that, so I'm taking something that they already enjoy, whether it was the cooking ones or the art or the Legos, or one of them gave me a bunch of stuffed cats on a windowsill. So obviously it was a cat day for her. It also gives me an insight on some of the kids. You know, I already know what a lot of them like, but you can see those are the toys. I'm going to say toys because some of them are still toys that my 8th graders have at the house. One of them set up a train track and was moving trains all over the place. I'm assuming younger siblings, but I don't know. My kids still hold on to some toys. But it could be, like I said, any topic, anything you want. In class, we spend about 3 weeks on it. Here, obviously, they knew it was coming, so some of them had already had ideas. And then they were just thinking out what they want to do.
But again, like bottom line is that you said that some of your scholars were able to film and like actually complete the assignment, the filming in an hour, right?
Oh yeah, the app's real user friendly. The first thing I'd say is download that, the free version. Take the pictures within the app. I kept telling the kids, take the pictures in the app, because if you don't, you can't import them in unless you upgrade the app. And I don't ever want my kids to have to buy anything. I always try to figure out what workaround do we have, or I'm going to, if I needed something that's going to be purchased, I'm going to put it on the devices I have in the classroom. Right. So I never feel like they should have to buy anything. There's no reason.
Awesome.
Is there any other questions? Did I help people at least? Yes. Kaylin, the stop motion app, the blue one is free. There's a red version, just because I tell the kids color. The blue one is free. The red one is the upgrade that has like the green screen, a whole bunch of other features is I think $4.99. But like I said, I don't ever want the kids to buy anything.
Very nice. That's awesome. Guys, so let's put out, I want to wrap in a couple of minutes, but other questions? Karen, we get a lot of really great feedback. People are really pleased to, to see something that they can get hands-on and take with them. I think everybody, please just like share our love and appreciation, and thanks for Karen for taking extra time to share her stuff with us. We really appreciate it.
Oh no, I have fun. You know what? If you're excited about something, the kids will get excited. And then actually next week, I'm compiling some of their movies, and I told them they all had to bring popcorn to the class meeting because we're going to watch movies.
That's awesome. I love it.
Well, I mean, I would show them in class, so I'm trying to still let them see what their other friends are making because they're not seeing them like they usually do.
Yeah. Good deal. Very good deal. All righty. So Karen, thank you very, very much. This is awesome. Everybody's just giving you warm, happy feedback. A lot of thanks out there, and I just tremendous appreciation to you.
I hope it's helpful for everybody. And like I said, any topic, any subject, you totally go for it in it. Just
Nice.
Right now, don't expect perfection. Just expect the kids to be engaged.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Well, wonderful work. Have a fabulous day, everybody. And Karen, also, just thank you so much. Appreciate the work, and I love the ideas. I'm going to go download the app. So, yay.
All right. Thank you, guys. I hope it was helpful.
All right. Bye-bye. Happy Friday. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.